If you're from the eastern part of Nigeria and you don't love Ofe Akwu, I don't know what else you love. Right, so my mother-in-law decided, okay, today we're going to prepare Ofe Akwu, the one you use in eating, the one you eat with rice. So we decided to eat as with rice and beans. So we got the palm nuts, we got scent leaf, we got garlic. Yeah, you might be wondering why we have garlic here. She said that this garlic is used to lower the cholesterol level of the palm nut. She was really educating us. Like, most people feel like when you eat too much of this palm nuts too, that your cholesterol level will go high. So at this point, we've seasoned our meat, boiled it, add a seasoning cube and all. So here we're about taking the quantity of crayfish in it. She's like, you know what, we're not going to put too much Maggi cubes, we're going to put lots of crayfish. This was like quarter of the crayfish she added to it. Now she asked me to get dried fish from the freezer. You might be wondering why I am the one on errands today. I am not the one cooking, because she said she wants to cook a specially made Ofe Akwu stew, and I'm like, okay grandma, we're here for you. My grandmother can cook. Oh Jesus. So yes, I was taking out the mangala fish from the freezer. She said I should bring two since we already had fresh fish and we had our beef. So we bought pumpkin leaf and scent leaf. Yes, she said we're going to mix both of them. And see my girl blushing just because we told her she's now adding weight, because when she came she was lenge, so now she has added a lot of weight and she was so excited. See her holding her cheeks because she was so excited to hear that she has added weight. So yeah, we added water into the pot. We want to wash the palm nuts. So we're removing the fish from the nylon. This is, she said, that she wanted us to use ogiri okpei. Yes, that's what she calls it. My mother-in-law cannot cook without that ogiri and this pepper. So yes, now we're about to wash the palm nuts. She said we should steam the water a bit before adding the palm nut so that it removes the dirt that it came with from the market. Yes, so we washed it with the warm water. I think it was even hot. So after that, she added some cold water to it. We placed it under the tap and then she brought it back to cook. Yes, so if you're wondering why my mother-in-law is so particular about the one cooking this meal, if you test it, you will never test any Ofe Akwu outside again. So for those of you who don't know what Ofe Akwu means, is palm nut stew, and there are two types. They are the ones you eat with swallow and the ones you eat with rice or with beans, or anyhow you want to eat it. So this particular one, we eat it with rice and beans. At this point, our beef was already steaming, yeah, and then the palm nut too was already steaming. So it's time for us to dice the vegetable, both the scent leaf and the pumpkin leaf. We diced it and now we're ready to pound the palm nuts. I told her, mommy, let me help you pound this palm nut. She said, no, let me pound it, it's a form of exercise. I said, oh, okay, no problem. Thank God, me said I'm even tired. So she kept pounding and pounding. Me now, thief that I am, I can't resist this. So I had to take like 3 of them to eat. Took it to the room to eat and then came back. They had already finished pounding the palm nuts. So at this point, she's going to add water so that the water is going to bring out the the juice of the palm nuts. And then she said that we needed to use warm water so that the warm water will bring it out, because the palm nut is already cold, so we needed something warm to bring it out. So at this point, she started rinsing the pestle, and then we're about to sieve the palm nuts from the shell, like that's the waste of the palm nuts. So that was what she was doing, and yes, she kept doing it, and I was the one behind the camera trying to video and also learn, because this is not the way I do mine. I have a different way of doing mine. So yes, and then she kept sieving it. The video was getting longer. In fact, I was like, okay mommy, you know what, let me just keep videoing what you're doing. So we kept she kept sieving it, trying to remove the juice from the shell. Yes, sorry, the chaff. So we went back to our beef to check how it's doing. So we blended our crayfish. I told you the other time that that crayfish you saw was just a part of it. So we added our fish to it, and then she asked that I drop it and not add any water to the stock. Just drop the meat, don't add any water to it. I'm like, okay, no problem. She asked us to drop it down. So now she's sieving the chaff, the remaining, like the juice. She's trying to sieve out the chaff that entered the juice. So that was what she was doing at this point. Ladies and gentlemen, she was still sieving the Ofe Akwu and then rinsing the mortar. She said, oh V, you have to be the one to hold this thing. I'm like, hey God, oh, can my baby just cry so that I can use that excuse and go to the room and breastfeed him? But then that boy refused to wake up or even cry. We kept sieving the we the added the Ofe and then she sieved to the she tried to to the meat, to the boiled meat, and then she said we should put it back on the gas, keep cooking for some minutes, and then she added the scent leaf. This one she's adding now is the garlic mixed with pepper. She said she likes the garlic to be inside so that in fact it has health benefits for the body, so it will reduce the cholesterol that the palm nut gives to the body. We said, okay, oh mommy, because I was wondering why we're making soup and then we have garlic. She said no, it's not the soup one, it's the stew part of Ofe Akwu. Yeah, so now she added the scent leaf to the soup. We kept stirring and stirring and stirring. At this point the whole room was filled of the aroma of this particular stew. Gosh. Then we blended our scent pepper. We call it scent pepper. I think some persons call it Cameroon pepper. After that, I was the one steaming the rice and the beans. Yeah, see me here now. I was busy eating the beans. At some point it was so sweet, maybe because I was hungry. So we added crayfish now, and then we steam, we stir and stir. Yeah, at this point me, I was hungry. I was like, oh, let's just drop this soup now. So we added salt to taste, and I asked her why she didn't add salt initially. She said because the meat had salt in it before, but after we added everything we needed to add more salt. She started adding this fresh fish. This fresh fish is just for her. This is the kind of fish she eats. She doesn't eat beef, so she just puts the fresh fish at this point so that by the time you keep stirring the soup, the stew, it doesn't get scattered and all. So that's why she's putting it now. And then she added onions to it. Asked us not to stir the stew too much because it might scatter the fish, and she didn't want that because that's her own part of the stew. So after that she came back again. She kept stirring. She stirred and she was mindful of the fish. Please be mindful of the fish, because at the end of the day, if you stir too much, you might end up not finding any fish to eat. So at this point we're waiting for the stew to get boiled, and then she added the vegetable, which is the pumpkin leaf. Now she said once we put this vegetable, we're going to drop it immediately. And I'm like, shey the leaf will not get at least we need to cook the leaf a bit. She said no. She asked us to count from 1 to 15, and we did. After we counted 1 to 15, she asked us to turn off the gas. Guys, this soup, or rather stew, is heavenly. It is heavenly. I hope you try it, because it is one of, and it's not really tedious to prepare. It's very, very easy. So at this point we just turned off the gas. Our stew was ready for us to eat. So yes, we ate with rice and beans, and that's the end of today's episode of My Mother Cooked for Us. So guys, take care. See you in one. Bye.